Live from Inverness, Florida, this is Andy with Florida Gunsupply. It is 7 minutes past 9, and our episode 27 of our Monday night live broadcast, where you are the show, starts right now. I don't own a gun shop. I lead a movement.
Andy Hallinan.
Andy Hallinan.
Andrew Hallinan, the owner of that Florida Gun Supply store.
It's not just about guns for us. It's about life and liberty.
The solution to violent crime is for good guys like you and I to unite, to get armed, get trained, and carry daily.
This guy's educated. He's an educated guy. He's speaking the truth. Took so much weight off my shoulders.
We're the kind of patriots you've always wanted to be. Join us. Joe Frates, the Novotny brothers, Mike Druin, good to see you guys. This is Andy Hallinan with Florida Gun Supply. I am the Commander-in-Chief here at Florida Gun Supply on a crusade to arm and train as many people as I have to make what happened in San Bernardino, California, Paris, France, Orlando, or Texas never happen here in Central Florida. And that's why we do this show every single Monday night as close to 9 o'clock p.m. as possible to make sure that America has an opportunity to get armed, get trained, and carry daily. This is the 27th episode of our live broadcast, and of course, we have been plagued all day today with technical difficulties, a whole bunch of user error on the computer, and so on and so forth, but we are here here and we are excited as ever. Usually the shows that we don't get to prepare go absolutely the best. So I appreciate seeing everybody here. John Price, Lindsay, Renard, Joe Frady's, again, great to see you. He says, Joe Frady's already says, GOAT Lives Matter. Like it, love it, live it. Joe's a good friend of mine out in Las Vegas. And we went out to Las Vegas when the Mandalay Bay shooting occurred, and Joe helped lead me around town to find out exactly what happened, exactly what people were saying, and we laid our respects as well. John Price says, Andy, I'm here again, and he is. Tim Farrell, good to see you. So this has been a really crazy week at Florida Gun Supply. We had multiple people that we interviewed for jobs. We had multiple people that we trained, dozens upon dozens of people that we trained. And if you're excited to hear all about that, hit the thumbs up button right now. All across social media. The reason that we are here tonight is to inspire and encourage you at home to become part of something bigger, part of something better, part of a community across America that is actually making a difference. Part of being part of a community is having somebody to look up to, somebody that, inspires you, somebody that makes you feel like you have a bigger purpose in life. And somebody that inspires me is the good fellow, the President of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been in the media lately for all sorts of crazy and vicious things, but one of the things that you don't hear about is his trip to South Korea. The reason that it struck me so much is because Donald Trump was standing 25 miles away from the border of North Korea. Literally, and I want you guys to know that, literally, guys, if North Korea had decided that they were going to send some missiles down to South Korea right then and there, yeah, we claim to have the ability to stop missiles and this and that, to launch interceptors, and we did have the 3 largest aircraft carriers, and nuclear submarine station right outside. But if North Korea wanted to do it, they could have killed Donald Trump. And this is for real. They could have taken out Donald Trump, but he had the courage, he had the gonads to stand 25 miles from their back door. And I edited his entire speech down to just a minute and a half, what you need to hear. Now, I encourage you to listen to the entire speech, but if nothing else, I want you to hear these words right from the actual Commander-in-Chief.
Weakness. This would be America's men and women in uniform have given their lives in the fight against Nazism, imperialism, communism, and terrorism. America does not seek conflict or confrontation, but we will never run from it. The regime has interpreted America's past restraint as weakness. This would be a fatal miscalculation. We will not permit America or our allies to be blackmailed or attacked. We will not allow American cities to be threatened with destruction. We will not be intimidated, and we will not let the worst atrocities in history be repeated here on this ground we fought and died so hard to secure. I also have come here to this peninsula to deliver a message directly to the leader of the North Korean dictatorship. The weapons you are acquiring are not making you safer. They are putting your regime in grave danger. Every step you take down this dark path increases the peril you face. North Korea is not the paradise your grandfather envisioned. It is a hell that no person deserves.
Standing 25 miles away from certain doom, 25 miles away from North Korea. They absolutely could have taken him out, and Donald Trump is standing there defiantly with strength. And if you love that, hit the thumbs up button right now, because we need people in this country to lead by example. We're seeing all sorts of people all across this country leading in ways that we don't want. We see Antifa being crazy. We see the Nazis being crazy. We see the white supremacists being crazy. it's about time that we've got somebody that stands up and leads in a direction that's worthy of following. And if you support that message, hit the thumbs up button right now, because we must let North Korea know, and anybody else know that threatens freedom, that we will stand against it and destroy it if the need be. Now, to give you quite an example, about 70 years ago or so, during the North and South Korean War, basically North and South Korea were split evenly halfway through. The South led the Coalition for Freedom, and the North led the Coalition for aggression and oppression of their people. Take a look at a satellite photo. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. This is an actual satellite photo of what it looks like at night, the stark difference between North Korea and South Korea. Not only is the South bright and vibrantly shining in the theoretical idea of freedom, but they're also bright and shining because they are economically prosperous. North Korea is not bright and shiny because they are not economically prosperous. Oppression, communism does not lead to riches and gain. It leads to destruction, doom, slavery. Stephen Williams, great to see you. Roy Buckridge says, get armed, get trained, carry daily along with the Republic, and amen. And Tim Farrell says, my kid brother was stationed on the border many years ago. That's a dangerous place to be. Sam Marvin, great to see you as well. Those were some powerful words. Those of you just joining us, we just took a look at some powerful words from Donald Trump standing 25 miles away from North Korea, from the border in Seoul, South Korea, and delivered one of the most powerful, passionate, and historic statements. But the media does not ever talk about it, because the media only talks about what they need to talk about to create radical followers like this guy. Take a look at what happens when an Antifa scumbag walks into a gun store and has a conversation.
Of course not. I'm a law-abiding citizen, aren't you?
We're all law-abiding in our own ways. Let's see here. Really, you don't do anything illegal?
Nope. Do you do anything illegal? Why would you
No.
come in here and ask me that? That's kind of messed up.
Well, I'm just assuming.
Why are you being aggro, though?
I'm not being aggro, I'm
Okay.
just being, like, inquisitive.
Right, the first thing you did is you came in and asked me if I sell the kikes. I don't even know what that is.
You don't even know what kites are?
What is it?
Jews.
Jews?
Yeah. I'm surprised
Oh.
if you don't. It's kind of
Well, I would sell the Jews, sure.
Really? That's
Sure.
actually funny.
You don't like Jews much?
No, I love Jews. I just don't.
Oh.
I'm surprised you don't hate them.
Why would you be surprised that I don't hate them?
It's just because this.
I'm just going to pause it right there. One of the big things that for some reason these left-wing extremists do, they've got a lot in common with the Nazis, because at the end of the day, they all hate Jews. I don't know what it is. What is it with Jewish people getting hated by so many different groups of people? They're like the most, respected group of people on the planet. They're the most harmless people on the planet. They have never had issues like the radical Islamic extremists or the Nazis. I don't understand why so many groups of people, the left in America, Nazis in America, white supremacists, they all hate Jews. I don't get it. But this Antifa guy is in the gun shop accusing this gun shop guy of hating Jews. I don't even understand why. Who even hates Jews? I don't even get it. Shatira Henderson, great to see you. Thanks for joining us. And Charles Christensen says, America will never bend and take it up the whatever, no matter what the snowflakes want. I agree. Somebody tell me why everybody hates Jews while we watch this. I don't understand what the issue is. They should be a people that we respect, and we support Israel 2,000%. They're the actual good guys out there. Take a look.
Nothing too communist for you folks.
No,
So he
it's not
continues
legal.
his onslaught, going back and forth, talks about Jews.
Really?
It was bought at Spencer's in the 90s for $20.
Now they're talking about a poster that's on the wall. So now, so basically, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Now the guy's walking outside and he grabs a bunch of Bibles, and the gun store owner says, "Yeah, go ahead and take those Bibles. Listen, you can burn it, you can read it, you can do whatever you want." And the Antifa guy says, "Can I take all of them?" And he says, "Sure."
Really?
And take a look what happens next.
But I think I've entertained you enough. I think you can go.
Says you can go.
All right.
This was pretty entertaining. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Asks him to leave, and obviously wisely turns
Holy
the camera.
crap. And I think it's about ready to pick up those Bibles.
So now he grabs the Bibles. He's outside throwing the Bibles up against the gun store.
Now
This guy
she's
from
throwing them
Antifa.
up on the deal.
Tabitha, good to see you. And again, thanks for helping me with my locks today. throwing these Bibles up against the side of this building. This is absolutely ridiculous. Look what he's doing. He's taking these Bibles that were given to him from outside, and he's just recklessly throwing them up against this door, causing a scene. Absolutely causing a scene. And what we're seeing here in America is we're seeing a total disrespect of the value of personal property, a total disrespect of the value of human life. If you're angry about that, hit the angry button right now. Jacob Novotny says, they accuse neo-Nazis of hating Jews. The Antifa guy is saying the gun shop owner is also a neo-Nazi. That's why it doesn't make sense, because Antifa and the left wing hates Jews. I don't understand why you think the right-wing, quote-unquote, extremists are going to as well. Summer Smith says it's ignorance, and Michael Piorsky says, Michael P. says easy target. Raul Castillo says Michael Chertoff is an American attorney who was the second United States Secretary of Homeland Security serving under President George Bush. He was also the co-author of the United States Patriot Act. And Beth says, Andy, you know why the Jews are hated. They're the chosen of God, and he ordained that of them. I agree 100%. Let's take a look at what happens next. So obviously the gun store owner calls 911. He's giving a description. 20s. The guy comes back in. Guy, girl. First of all, I need you guys help. I honestly need your help. I'm not even making a joke here. What gender is this person? Anybody want to guess? Carissa says he's trying to throw them on the roof, but his dad never taught him how to throw like a man. I don't know if this is a guy or a girl. Rita says, obviously the liberals despise countries with strong leaders, Netanyahu and Trump. Amen. John Price says, is that a man or a woman? I can't tell. Beth, Antifa is exactly Nazism. And I don't know if this is a guy or a girl either. Let's watch what happens next. Take a look.
About 6 foot. Heavy.
Giving description.
Called me a Nazi and asked me if I sold guns to kikes?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Is that a guy or a girl?
I'm just wondering why I can't throw them at the
I've asked you to leave a lot of times, and you're not leaving them.
I mean, I'm happy to. I'm just like...
You're not happy to. You're still standing here talking.
Sorry, you're right. So that's why I was like wondering if it's like...
I mean, it's just ludicrous. All right, so watch what happens. Now the cops are here.
You go, oh, you don't like me touching your stuff?
You know, he's explaining to the cops what happens. The cops are all kind of laughing along. You know, the bottom line is the person gets trespassed out of this. If you are in support of the Second Amendment, not Antifa, hit the thumbs up. Tabitha says, female, ? Cody Harris, good to see you. Joe Frady says, it's an it. And Parker McManuel says, I think it's a he. Later on, the cops actually say that she or it or they self-identify as a male. Although it looks like they have the female parts, they definitely gender identify as a male. This person here is just a ludicrous example, but a growing example in this country of people who want to go out there and they want something to believe in. They want to, you know, have a purpose. They want to have an acceptance into some group, and they want to find people around them that can love them and cherish them and make them feel included in this group. And they're going down the wrong path. They're going down a path of destruction that leads to police rather than a path of righteousness. A path of righteousness, that of like the group that you're involved in right now, the group that you are watching right now. Take a look at the reason to sign up and get your concealed carry permit and join the group that we are leading.
The movement of Florida Gun Supply is to arm and train as many people as we can so that now will be a safer America to live in, but the America that our children and our grandchildren live in will be safer.
What a worthy cause. This is such a worthy cause to unite together, to get armed, get trained, carry daily. And I want to invite anybody that's in Antifa, that has a brain and that realizes that what they're doing is going down the wrong direction, to stop, make a complete 180, and come join up with the likes of Florida Gun Supply, because we are here to make a better, safer America. Church is one thing. You should go to church on Sundays. You should be a great person. But another thing is to get involved in a mission, a movement that actually makes a difference. And that is what we are doing. That is why we always suggest that you carry at church, and it is perfectly lawful to do so.
I've gone to church my entire life, and I've always thought, you know, nothing will ever happen to you at church because it's the safest place you could be.
This video is not about getting people into our free concealed carry classes. This is a public service announcement that if we go to church, we need to carry a gun, and Florida law has our back on that. It is completely legal to carry a gun in the state of Florida while you're at church.
I've known Andy for 6 years. I've watched him train thousands of students in his class, and every single class he tells them, if you go to church, you need to carry a gun on you. And everybody looks at him like he's a crazy person. But then Texas happens. We need to make sure that we're prepared for any situation.
If you agree that more people carrying daily will save lives, then I want you to share this video and spread this public service announcement as far as we can. This is Andy with Florida Gun Supply. My message is to get armed, get trained, carry daily, and long live the Republic.
The time is now to get your concealed carry permit. Last week after Texas, we made an announcement that we want to start helping churches get armed, get trained, and protecting their congregation because we have a situation like Jacob Novotny reminded me of, total depravity of man. What that means is that people are evil and evil people suck. And we want to help churches go out there and start and be safer. And a lot of church groups have great groups going. They've got church security teams. Hit the thumbs up if you support this idea, by the way. They've got their church security teams. We want to go in and we want to give them live drills, right, where we're coming to the church, we're surprising them. And I am pleased to tell you that I've got 2 individual churches that have taken us up on this offer, and we will be visiting 2 churches within the next 30 days to help them build their safety net and their community and their plan of action bigger, stronger, and better to protect their congregation. And if you support churches getting armed, getting trained, and helping people carry daily, hit the thumbs up button right now because this is a movement worthy. Now, we cannot please everybody. Although we train over 100 people every week or so, we cannot please everyone. And it's really interesting how the internet makes people, I feel like the internet makes people feel anonymous. They're hiding behind a screen, so they become keyboard warriors. They go out and they, will, say one thing to your face, and then right when they're behind you and they're behind a keyboard, that's when their truth comes out. We see it in every way, from cyberbullying to cyber stalking to bad reviews. We had an experience this week at Florida Gun Supply where a young lady came through our class. I will not be revealing her name at all because she has every right to disagree with us and every right to post a bad review, and she experienced our class, so she's worthy of our time to respond to. She's worthy of posting that article. But I want to tell you about a story where she was all smiles in the class and it led to a bad review. Take a look at a Jedi form. During every class, we give a Jedi form. It's a form that we use to help people take the next step in their training. And they let us know, they rate the class 1 through 5, and then they let us know they'll refer it to a friend. And this is this person's actual Jedi form. We've blanketed out their name so that we don't, ruin their privacy. She has every right to disagree with us. But take a look. It says, please rate the quality of the class you just took 1 through 5, and she gave us a 5. Down below, it says, would you recommend this class to a friend? If you would recommend the Florida Gun Supply class to a friend, hit the thumbs up button right now because we absolutely would, and we want to support this country. And hit the thumbs up button right now because she gave us a 5, saying the class was great, and she said she would recommend us to a friend. But then she got home and she wrote us a review. I'm very unhappy with this business, she says, especially the owner, and I would never go back or recommend this place to anyone. I paid to attempt to get my license to carry a gun so that I can protect myself when I'm out hiking, not to listen to someone go on a 2-hour rant about his ultra-conservative opinions. Distasteful jokes about transgender people. Everyone needs to own a machine gun because ISIS is coming. Hillary sucks, blah, blah, blah. Jokes about Muslims. Everyone needs to carry a gun 24/7 or they are in serious danger. The shooting in Texas could have been prevented if more people were armed. And the most embarrassing part of it all, there was a black man in the class who had his young son with him, and after a couple of hours of the owner ranting about his extreme conservative views, we were led into a simulation room where we could shoot moving simulated targets. The targets were thug black guys, one of them beating his white girlfriend. I felt so bad for the black man sitting there with his son. How uncomfortable and embarrassed they must have felt. Even with politics aside, the owner is rude, obnoxious, arrogant person. He made us feel unsafe and uncomfortable. He barks orders at people with short, blah, 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 blah. Bottom line is, she came and took our class. Number one, she thinks that we are spewing transgender racist jokes. You know, she forgot the part that we say that all human life is equally valuable. Every life on this planet is equally valuable and must be protected. So yeah, if more people in Texas were armed and trained, this never would have happened. That's absolutely true. But then goes on to talk about how we make jokes about Muslims, which are not true. You know, so on and so forth. And the bottom line is we responded in, I believe, a pretty classy way. I want you to take a look at our response. We just said, oops, it looks like this was not the class for you, but I think you missed the parts where we explicitly said all human life is equally valuable. It's interesting that the guy you mentioned you felt bad for wrote us a 5-star review. Looks like the only person out of the 35 people here yesterday that focused on people's color was you. I've taken the liberty to refund your money, and you should see the money hit your account within 5 to 7 days. We were super polite, super nice, and very welcoming. Lawrence, welcome. Brett McFarland says, I haven't stopped recommending your class to my friends. Parker says, bet she laughed at all the jokes. Fred says, I bet she ate some of the cookies. And Joe says she should just live her sheltered, oblivious world. Reality hurts. Robert, good to see you. Frankfort, Kentucky, James Meadows, always a pleasure to see you. And Shatira Henderson says she's confused. Shatira, this is a really interesting point. I want you to respond with your opinion on how this class was. You know, I want you to see if you felt that you were around people that were racist or people that were arrogant or people that were rude. Because honestly, we are conservative. We do believe in the value of all human life. We do believe that firearms can save lives. We do believe that every person who's legally and mentally able to carry should be, but we certainly don't believe that any race or color of skin or religious background is any less worthy of that protection, as long as those people value human life the same way that we do. We value all human life equally. Beth Burla says you're going to have to create a safe space in the store for the babies who need a cookie and a blankie. Jacob says, man, after a response like that, she's going to feel bad. I agree, but that's not the goal. The goal isn't to make her feel bad. The goal is to have integrity in all that we do. Whenever we face bullies of any type in our lives, now nobody likes a bully. Physical violence should be met with a physical violence that is greater than that, and you should win with an overwhelming force. However, I'm not talking about a fist fight against a gun, right? If you are in a fist fight, it's only a fist fight. You're not allowed to use a firearm in defense of a fist fight, but make sure that if you do get into a fist fight that you win decisively, because at the end of the day, people in this world are getting more and more violent, vicious, and vile. Evil people are becoming more and more comfortable in their evilness, and they're becoming less and less afraid of hiding their true selves. It's getting more and more dangerous out there, and we are the ones that need to stop it. Gabriel Novotny says, Andy, you played that smoothly. She's going to regret that. Amy Z says, always offending somebody, Andy. And Jacob Novotny says, same thought, but I beat you to it, Gabriel. Parker McManuel says, can't please everyone. No, you can't. You can't please everyone in this world, especially the village idiot. Let's go for the instant replay action, shall we? That is the most ridiculous thing that I have ever seen. If you think that is absolutely ridiculous, hit the laughter button all across social media. Brian Blackwell says, good evening, hope everybody is well. He says that I was told that my godparents were Jewish and they survived Dachau. I know I should be able to pronounce that. The concentration camp. Brian Blackwell, we're glad that you're here, and we're glad that they survived. And Manatee Max USA says, where does my comment keep going? We still see it. We could have definitely see you. We did have an ISIS hunting video, but it was taken down off of YouTube when YouTube deleted our account. Now, I want to show you one of the things that we need to understand is just how evil people are. And the next couple of videos are a little bit, they're not graphic and bloody, but, you know, Brett McFarland, you know, if you've got your family watching or anybody's got their family and watching, you may want to just kind of rethink this. I just don't want to play anything that, you know, it's rated about a PG-13. I want to show you a couple of videos that we need to watch that make us understand just how quick things can change. Take a look here at a dash cam of a situation that happened while I'll just play it and you guys can take a look. This is Crescent police officer observed two young men behaving suspiciously. And they pulled him over on Highway 44 in Hoka. Take a look what happens. He's approaching the vehicle. Instantly. I'm going to replay that again. He walks up to the car and instantly a gunshot straight past his head. Straight past his head. Let's see if I can pause it right there. There. Right past his head. If that makes you angry, hit the anger button right now all across social media, because it is very important that we understand how quick, although a lot of us are not police officers, we need to understand just how quick real life can happen. This police officer thought this was just another traffic stop until this happens, and we must always be prepared. Let's watch the end. He retreats away, draws his firearm, starts firing. Absolutely ludicrous that would happen. If you support law enforcement, I want you to now hit the thumbs up button all across social media. I'm going to play this one more time. The officer is just another traffic stop here, and it is absolutely obnoxious that somebody would be so evil. Evil people suck. Carrie Daly. Now, more information is going to be coming out of this one. I want you guys to make sure that we are following this one. Lots of people all across the screen hitting the thumbs up in support of law enforcement. Parker McManuel says that's someone's dad, child, friend. Jimmy Z says poor officer safety there, though, speaking from experience. I agree. You know, he definitely should have approached on the other side. He definitely could have been a little slower. Beth says, how stupid, derp. The cop has already ran the tag, so if you're not in a stolen car. Patrick Salvador, good to see you. Marla Carr, good to see you. She says, should have had another officer with him at night. Bill says, cop was blessed that day for sure. And Bill Lembeck says, Andy, why would you use a video like that to scare people into getting a gun? And the video is old. Bill, there is no scaring here. Nobody here is afraid of anything. We are here to understand real life and see how real life situations occur so that we can get armed, get trained, carry daily, and be prepared for the unexpected. If this is not a community for you, peace out. We're going to take a look at another video here, basically where a situation occurs in an elevator. Now, this happened in Brazil, but it is an example here that is a little bit graphic to show you that this is how fast situations can change. Evil people suck. Carrie Daly. Take a look here. It's just another day in Brazil, getting on an elevator. And we've got two different people here. They are not interacting whatsoever. You've got the guy on the right-hand side. He forgets to press the button and then goes and presses the button. And as soon as the elevator starts running, do you see that? Can you believe what you just saw? Again, he presses the button in the elevator. As soon as the elevator goes, just wails her in the face out of nowhere. He's obviously on drugs or something. He hasn't even dropped his drink, and they're going back and forth. This must be the scariest few minutes of this woman's life, but she is fighting, and she is fighting, and she is fighting, and that's what you need to do. One more time, we're going to show you. He's in the elevator, just hanging out, doing nothing. Nobody is... they are not interacting, and he just swings and swings and swings, but she is holding her ground. She is standing. She is fighting. Parker McManuel says, this is real life. If this scares you, then, well, welcome to the real world. Richard Rude, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Summer Smith says, people are nuts. Raul says, wow. And Jacob Novotny says, hey, Dirk. Charles Anderson, welcome. Good to see you. Guys, listen, if this makes you angry that somebody could just be randomly in an elevator striking somebody, hit the thumbs up button right now. Hit the thumbs up button all across social media, because it is important for us to understand what actually happens in real life. It is important for us to get armed, get trained, and carry daily, because we don't know when these types of situations are going to occur. And when these situations are going to occur, it is up to us to be prepared, because oftentimes there's nobody out to protect us. It's not about being safe, and it's not about being scared. It's about being safe. It's not about inciting fear. Like as Rod Boggs says, it's about being aware of your surroundings and making sure that we are prepared for any emergency. Any emergency like the donut robbery. Take a look. On Monday, October 16th, at 2:58 p.m. in broad daylight, 3 black males entered the Shipleys located at 6602 North Shepherd in Houston, Texas. One of the suspects was holding a handgun and immediately jumped the counter and demanded money from the cash registers. A second male then jumped the counter while a third male took the customers' cell phones, most likely to prevent them from calling 911. Now take a look what happened during the robbery. Now you see these guys going back and forth. Brett McFarland says, evil people suck. Jacob Novotny says, Dirk is my cousin, Andy. Teresa says, so scared for women to be alone. Connie says, he's sick, not safe anywhere. Always be aware. And Joe Frady says, and being trained. So he's the third guy is trying to make the situation a little more relaxed. He's taking the cell phones. He's making sure people are, interacting. He jumps the counter. And take a look at what happens next. He's sitting there talking to people, going back and forth. Not sure exactly what he's doing. He's just kind of communicating his intentions. And then he offers them some donuts. He says, okay, guys, hey, you want to get some donuts for free? Here, guys, we're going to go ahead and hook you up with some donuts and some crumpets. Make it all a little bit better for you. Here you go. We're going to offer you guys some donuts. Here you go, some free donuts on the house while the criminals are, waving guns around and everything like this. I mean, here is the problem. Here is the wild problem. People out there are so inundated with a mentality that we owe them. That you and I, people that are just eating at a donut shop, because we have the money to go eat at a donut shop, because we have the money to go eat and drink coffee at a donut shop, we owe them. They are entitled to what we have, and they are out there stealing, robbing, looting, and oftentimes killing because of this elitist mentality. And if that's not enough, we have now just learned via the Daily Wire that over 30,000 of the diversity visas have been given to immigrants from terror states. Now, this is what happened with the shooting with the immigrant with the diversity. Not the shooting. The truck, the Home Depot truck in New York. This guy was given a diversity visa, and he went out and he slaughtered people with his truck. Nearly 30,000 of those exact same visas have been given to others. Cliff Baker says, carrying a gun and learning Krav Maga. Good to see that. Parker McManuel says, what the heck is going on? Marla says, I get scared sometimes being alone with my 2 kids, going out to pick up my hubby at almost 1 a.m., especially since we had just had somebody break into our shed the other night. Absolutely, Marla. We definitely need to be armed. But very important that we understand that if somebody is breaking into your shed, that's personal property at risk. That's not human life being at risk. If you're in your shed and they come in, that's castle law, cut and dry. But if they are stealing your stuff, we are not allowed to use a gun, nor should we want to, because human life is the most important, valuable, and sacred thing on the planet. Not your car, not your lawnmower. The one exception would be my motorcycle. I have a very nice motorcycle, so that's the one exception. But we are not allowed to use guns to defend human life, nor should we want to because, we are not allowed to use guns to defend personal property. We are only allowed to use guns to defend human life. Are we seeing a lot of spam on YouTube here?
Yeah, Flat Earth.
Flat Earth Network has been deleted and banned from Florida Gunsupply on YouTube. Our big apologies. We are not sure who that is, but they are just there causing problems. What are the messages on YouTube?
Las Vegas is a hoax.
Let me see one of them.
Oh, they're all the same.
Flat Dark Earth Network says, Las Vegas shooting was a hoax, a propaganda film presented as news. Wake up, dupes. Except I did go out to Las Vegas. Joe Frades lives out in Las Vegas, and we explored and investigated ourselves and found out that it is not a hoax. Joe Frades says, but I like my lawnmower. John Girding says, in Texas, we have the right to protect personal property. In Florida, we do not. It is very important that we do not use that to protect human life. Now, very important that we are ready, we are prepared, we are armed and trained to protect human life. That's the reason that we have our bowling pin every other Saturday morning, our bowling pin shoot every other Saturday morning. Take a look at our promo video. It is this Saturday at 9 a.m. I want you there. Take a look. The goal
goal of bowling pin shooting is to create a fun, competitive, and practical shooting experience that will sharpen your handgun skills under pressure. But everybody can expect an event that will improve your skills in the company of fellow shooters who are supportive. We want you to find out more at www.shootingteams.com.
Shirley, you're awesome on YouTube. So guys, the bowling pin shoot is this Saturday at 9 a.m. We had an excellent time last week. This is the fastest growing group at Florida Gun Supply. It is growing like crazy, and we're seeing a lot of people getting great experience, people bringing out their kids and families and loved ones, having a great experience. It is this Saturday at 9 a.m., and I want you there. But I also want to tell you about our AR-15 build class. We have a guy flying out from Texas on Saturday night, December 2nd, staying overnight at a hotel just so he can take our AR-15 build class on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, December 3rd. Take a look at the promo video. Awesome video here. This is our AR-15 promo video. We're starting. A lot of people are saying that they are busy on Saturday morning. Brandon Beck, pleasure to see you in here. Parker McManuel says, we have clinicals. Carissa is just backing up Jacob. And Jody says, where are you located? We're located in downtown Inverness. The shooting range is 5 miles towards Wildwood. You can see all the information at FloridaGunSupply.com. Cleby Trucking says, that was fun last week. I will be there this Saturday. It is a growing group. It is absolutely exciting. Absolutely, you know, a great group, and they have a wonderful, wonderful time. But the AR-15 build class that we have is build it, shoot it, take it home. You get a really wonderful AR-15 that you get to build, you get to shoot, and then it's yours to take home. And you are allowed to use it at our shooting range as well. I want to encourage you to sign up and join. It is awesome. Jimmy Z says, how much is it? It is $750, and it is a wonderful, wonderful class taught by our good friend Henry, who's a Marine and has just been rocking it. Now, Parker McManuel says, just curious, what about animals? Are we allowed to protect animals if our animals are in danger? And the answer is that depends. If you're out walking your dog and your neighbor's dog comes running up and your neighbor's dog basically, you know, attacks your dog, what are you going to do? I want you to comment below while I play this Why Sign Up trailer. I'm looking for another video to give you an example, but people want to see, you know, I want you to answer this question. If you're walking your dog and your neighbor's big dog comes running out and attacks your dog, are you going to shoot it? Tell me if you would and why down below in the comments while I play this promo.
The movement of Florida Gun Supply is to arm and train as many people as we can so that now will be a safer America to live in, but the America that our children and our grandchildren live in will be safer.
The goal of bowling pin shooting is to create a fun, competitive, and practical shooting experience that will sharpen your handgun skills under pressure. But everybody can expect an event that will improve your skills in the company of fellow shooters who are supportive. We want you to find out more at www.shootingteams.com.
Tons of comments coming through. We've got John Girding says, I've been in that Shippies before. The city is a cesspool. Jimmy Z says, you should play the Marion Oaks Dollar General robbery, the one where they had the little kid held hostage. That was a really, really important one. In fact, if you're talking about, Jimmy, send me a link with that one. I'm not sure if I know about that one. I do know about the Dollar General where the 13-year-old girl was almost abducted. Kevin Greenleaf, good to see you. A little bit late. Joe says, great move. Rob a donut shop, great way to taunt us peace officers, mess with our food. And Jacob Novotny says, what if you're camped out in the shed with an AR? Continuing on here, looking for these comments. Okay, we've got John Price says, Andy, you can pick your own parts of the AR-15 class. No, the parts come as a kit, but you can always upgrade. We send you out of here with the basic fundamental foundation, and then you can upgrade from there. And Marla says, no, first, I would try to kick the big dog. She would not shoot it. Jacob Navati said, I'd just kick it. I'm not scared of dogs. I mean, you can shoot it, but that's only if kicking doesn't work. The only reason I say that is because I love dogs. Parker says, my dog is my baby, but I don't think I could kill another dog. I love dogs more than people. I would do everything I could to keep both of them alive. At least that's what I say now. Beth says, if another person or dog messes with my dog, yes, I'm shooting it. Don't mess with my baby. She's registered as a service dog. She's my world. Sean says, not if it's the wife's dog. I tried to save it. Honey, I really did. Mike Wilson says, I'll be driving to Inverness on Saturday for Mike Redfield from Redfield, New York. Pleasure to see you. Hope we get to see you. Aaron Pullen, welcome to the show. And Jacob says, Gabriel rather says, have you built your own personal AR? I built Baby Blue. Baby Blue is a wonderful AR-15. I have debuted her before. Would you mind grabbing it from the safe? Baby Blue is my baby. You're going to take a look at that in just a second. Cole Carter says, I would do what I would have to do. Exactly. It all depends on the situation. But I am here to tell you that human life is more important than dog life. So if you have reason to believe that that dog is going to kill your dog and then you should definitely light it up. But if you believe that that dog is just an angry chihuahua, it's probably best not to. Eppolito Tina Rancho Lozano, good to see you. I probably screwed up your name completely. While Carissa is grabbing Baby Blue out of the safe, I want to show you a couple of guns that you are about to get an email on later on today. Later on tonight. Adam Baxter says, only time in Inverness and you were closed today. Sorry, Adam, we close every Monday. Parker, what do you beg to differ on? So if you are excited about the gun I'm about to show you, hit the thumbs up button right now because I have just enough time to play another promo video for the AR-15 build class. That is Sunday, December 3rd. Carissa Espada, good to see you. All right, Mike Wilson said that he is about to drive down from Redfield, New York. That is awesome. And Mike Druin says he's nearby Redfield, New York. Mike Wilson is on YouTube, and Mike Druin is on Facebook. But guys, you should definitely connect. Now, this gun is clear, but this is Baby Blue. This is the gun that I have around me within 10 feet at all times. This is an AR pistol. The lower is an East Coast custom tactical lower made out of Leesburg, Florida by a personal friend of mine. He is a good Christian guy. That's why his logo is a cross. This is the multi-cal. It's called a BR-15, but I call it Baby Blue. I call it Baby Blue for a reason. Now, the reason it has a reflex sight on it is not because I want to shoot long distances. It's because with a reflex sight, you can keep both eyes open while you're aiming. So you're allowed to see, you're able to see on all sides of you at all times. That's why I like the reflex sight, because you don't lean down with one eye closed. You keep both eyes open. So as you're looking through, wherever the dot is, the green dot or the red dot or whatever color dot you choose, that's where the round's going to land. And so that's why I carry this. I don't have a SIG brace on it or anything like that. I just have the short little buffer tube, keeps it lightweight, this is within arm's reach at all times of me. And so I absolutely love this gun. It is awesome for those instances that would happen, like the Texas church shooting, right? A guy has an AR-15, he's shooting up a church, and the neighbor guy that saved the day was, he ran into a safe, he got his unloaded gun, he had to put rounds in the magazine as he's running. He was only about able to fill a third of the magazine before he engaged with well-placed shots. But it is one of those things that I like to have those right next to us. John Price says, welcome, Tina. Tina, it is good to see you. Gabriel says, appreciate you getting out there. Brian Blackwell says, What do you think about the new Thompson center fire rifles for $298, give or take $5? I've been getting a lot of those guns in on transfers. Our transfer fee is $28. And so they've been great. And a lot of them are coming with the free scope. I think the 6.5 Creedmoor is coming with the free scope. They're great. They look great. They feel great. And a lot of people are happy with them. Christine Shaver, good to see you. Gwen Donnelly, good to see you as well. Gabriel says, that looks incredible. Everybody's saying awesome. Mary Noakes, Dollar General, hey, I appreciate you sending that link. Jimmy Z, send me a private message with that, though. Charles Christensen says, if it wasn't 1,500 miles, I'd love to come build one. And John Price says, I'd like my AR-15 in 458 SOCOM. Shannon Frady's, good to see you. Joe and Frady's are both in here. They're my friends out from Vegas that helped walk us around Vegas when we went out there for the Mandalay Bay. Now, the gun that I'm about to show you is a gun that you're going to get an email on either tonight if I get a chance or tomorrow about a crazy gun sale. This is the Taurus PT709 Slim. The reason they call it the Slim is because it is extremely slim, as you can see. This is called single stack, which means the rounds are all lined up vertically in the vertical position. It leads to a little bit less capacity, but when you lose in capacity, you gain in concealability because this gun is extremely slim. The Taurus PT709 Slim has an external thumb safety on it. Red is dead, as you know, and it also comes with a key that will allow you to lock down the entire gun. For instance, if I turn this key right here and I lock it down, I then cannot operate this gun at all. The trigger's not going to work. The magazine's not going to work right. Nothing on this gun is going to allow you to do anything. Do you see how the slide is locked back out of battery? Nothing on this gun works. The trigger does not work. Nothing works, even with the thumb safety off. It is a wonderful, wonderful carry gun, and I want to show you a little bit about what the trigger on the PT709 Slim does. It is a very, very difficult thing for people to understand, but I do want you to kind of bear with me on it. Oops, I don't think that I unlocked it all the way. Because the trigger has a life-saving device on it. It is one of the best trigger systems out there. And Parker says, my husband keeps making fun of me because I keep commenting and you keep reading my comments. Parker, what's your husband's name? Because he gets this, oops, you're over here. You get this, he gets this sticker right here for putting up with you and supporting Florida Gun Supply. Parker McManuel's husband. I'm going to say this is hubby number 1. Okay, Carissa, you get that right there. Now, I put a snap cap in the gun just so we can pull the trigger as often as we want without damaging the firing pin. When the round is in the chamber on the PT709 Slim, the trigger has a trigger safety on it, but what happens is the trigger has a little bit of a play in it. It has a little bit of play all the way back into the frame of the gun, and then you feel the resistance. Now, from there, that's when the round would go off. Take a look and listen. I'm going to listen on the microphone. You're going to hear it click. Just watch what we're doing. That's the click right there. Now, on any other gun, the Smith & Wesson, the Glock, anything like that, if the gun doesn't go off after that click, you have to cycle the action. You've got to rack the slide back and put another round in the chamber. But on the PT709 Slim, the trigger resets into double action mode. So now all of that play is gone and it resets into double action mode. Listen. The benefit to you, the shooter at home, is that if that gun doesn't go off for any reason, the round might be a bad round, you have a second strike capability. It is a wonderful, wonderful option to allow you to have a second strike capability and be able to potentially save the day. Now, it also has, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it has a chamber loaded indicator. When the chamber is loaded with a live round, you see that red dot right there. That's when you know that it's loaded. So without even pulling the slide back and looking at it, you can see that the chamber is loaded. And the teardown is a breeze. What we do to tear down this gun is we rack the slide out, we get rid of that bad round. We take our magazine out, make sure the chamber is clear. From there, all we're going to do, let the slide forward. I bring it down to my chest a little bit, pull back on the slide, on the takedown lever right here, pull it back down just a little bit. Then we pull the trigger, slide comes off. Absolutely wonderful carry gun. From there, you're just going to take your spring out, take your barrel out, and it goes back together just as fast after you clean it. Now, I do suggest after you purchase this gun that you clean it the first time before you go to the range, because it comes with Cosmoline on it, which is their way of making sure that it's not going to get rusty or anything like that before it gets shipped to you. Now, this gun is on sale for $219. Normally, over $329. $219 is we're launching a pre-Black Friday sale price on that gun. $219. I think the Novotny brothers took advantage of that one time. Steve says, I've got a Diamondback 9, but it doesn't have the buttons like that. It doesn't have the external safety. It does not have any of those features, and this gun is $219. Now, on to the next Taurus that we are launching with our pre-Black Friday sale. This is the PT709 Slim. Sorry, this is the TCP 738. Awesome carry gun. It doesn't have a lot of the features. It does have the system where you can lock the whole gun down in case you're leaving and you don't want the gun stolen or anything like that. And this gun here is retailing pre-Black Friday on our mailing list, our Patriots mailing list, for $189. This is a 380 that's going to hold 6 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. Absolutely phenomenal gun. Cole Carter says, what's your thoughts on the SIG 220? I don't have any thoughts. I haven't reviewed it at all yet, but I'll definitely be getting one in and talking to you guys about it. The cool parts about the TCP 738, it literally fits just about in the palm of your hand. Okay, it is a small little lightweight carry gun. It's a pocket gun. It is single action trigger, which means one pull, one shot. Awesome little carry gun and very reliable as well. Gwen says, that's awesome. Summer Smith says, is the slide difficult to pull back? The slide is not very difficult to pull back on the PT709 Slim. It is not as difficult as the Shield 9mm or anything like that. It is a great little carry gun, and it does have the adjustable sights. I do want to show you guys as well. I'm going to take it apart again just so I can put it on the screen. It is clear. I do want to show you guys a little bit about how the sighting works on it, because it does look very cool. I'll see if I can line it up in the camera. It's all backwards. Yes, it is almost there. That is how the sights look. And we have poor lighting conditions, and you can still see that those sights are great. So, and Jimmy Z says P220 is awesome. Whoever asked. John Price says, I've got the P220. Well-made gun, just ridiculously expensive. It is worth it, though. Guys, listen, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to give you one chance to go ahead and ask questions while we talk about the bowling pin one more time. Hit the thumbs up button right now if you support the show, and hit the thumbs up button. In fact, I want you to comment below. I want you to comment below with your location to enter to win a free sticker. Comment with your location to enter win as we watch our bowling pin promo one more time. This Saturday, 9 a.m., our bowling pin shoot.
The goal of bowling pin shooting is to create a fun, competitive, and practical shooting experience that will sharpen your handgun skills under pressure. But everybody can expect an event that will improve your skills in the company of fellow shooters who are supportive. We want you to find out more at www.shootingteams.com.
The movement of Florida Gun Supply is to arm and train as many people as we can so that now will be a safer America to live in, but the America that our children and our grandchildren live in will be safer.
All right, we've got some stickers to give away. Stickers to give away. Here we go. Carissa, you got a list for me? Sticker, sticker, sticker. Everybody is anxiously waiting the sticker giveaway. The best part. Thumbs up if you love Florida Gun Supply and our giveaways. Here we go. Parker McManuels. It looks like you and your husband both get a sticker. Gwen Deschetler Donnelly. How do I say that? Deschetler?
I picked the hard
Deschetler? Thank you. I appreciate that. Cliff Baker won a free sticker. Everybody that's winning a free sticker needs to send an email to Carissa at FloridaGunSupply.com. That's Carissa, K-A-R-I-S-S-A. Carissa at FloridaGunSupply.com with your address so that she is able to send you a sticker. Delon Dobson says, do you know of any gun ranges in Crystal River? I do not. Mitch Goss says, Big Dog Andy, Pew 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 Life. Awesome. And Manatee Max USA, do you know anything about Henry rifles? Not very tactical, but seems like a fun gun. And do you have an ISIS hunting video? If so, where did it go? Our YouTube account got disabled, our previous one. We had 55,000 subscribers. That's enough people to fill 2 stadiums. But unfortunately, it got disabled for videos like the ISIS hunting gun video. So unfortunately, it is not there, but you can still find that on our Facebook. Cliff Baker, free sticker. And Jill Lee, free sticker. Michael Boyd, Boyed. Brianna Beck, free sticker for you as well. And I definitely want to give a free sticker to Mary Lou Caldwell as well. Patricia says, I could pick up mine from Homosassa, Florida. Patricia, come get one. Summer Smith says, Andy, come do a class in Melbourne. If you find a spot that will hold 30 people in Melbourne, Summer, I promise you, we will come do a mobile concealed carry class in Melbourne, Florida. Guys, this is our show here, basically to get people to get off their couches, to go out and realize that evil does exist and evil people do suck, and we need to put a stop to it. And if enough people in this country get armed, get trained, and carry daily, if we spread that message to all four corners of this planet, we will outdo evil with good. A couple more stickers we have. What's that? Oh, just the ones I said. We will outdo evil with good. It is important that we unite together in this country, that we stick together as like-minded Americans who believe in values to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, believe that those values are worth passing to our kids and making sure that our community is fighting for. If you don't have your concealed carry permit, I know a guy that teaches a great class here in Central Florida. And if you do have a concealed carry permit, I want you to get armed, get trained, and carry daily. This is Andy with Florida Gun Supply. Our message is always, long live the Republic. Thanks for joining me. Oh, they're always such good end exits, and then I lose it. End video. There it is. All right, we're muted. Oh, my computer's dying. My voice is dying. I'm getting sick. My mom is definitely dead. I appreciate you reminding me of that.
Oh my gosh. So, Mitch Goss?
Wait. Let me make sure you're muted.
I don't know how to say his name.
Mitch Goss.
Gross.
Mitch Gross.
Super grossy. He said GunTube.
New idea, GunTube.
We just made a new website and we have a whole our own
I would
YouTube.
love to do that, but video hosting is extremely expensive.
It's probably because you don't know how to do it.
It's probably because I don't know how to do anything technical. We need to find a computer person that works on a computer. That
I know a guy.
It. You know a guy that fixes computers?
Yeah.
A guy that will
I mean, he
help
can't.
my
He
printer
can't
really
fix your inability to not break it.
Yeah, that's true. This was a touchscreen at one point.
Oh, that
Brett
was my
McFarlane. Weird. Brett McFarlane just jumped in again.
Can we practice this
what,
for a second?
Names?
Raul
Castillo. Beth Burley. Shannon Blood Frady. So I have a story.
What is a Blood Frady?
I'm glad we're muted because otherwise people would get really
Euphrates?
upset. Shannon and I worked out when I lived in Las Vegas. Shannon and I worked for the same company, and she was like the head of the graphic design team, and I was the head of the digital marketing team, and so we had to work together a lot. But I was always so afraid of her. I would walk over there, and her last name was Blood Frades. I obviously thought that she right there. She's a good friend of mine.
Oh my gosh,
I obviously knew. There was no doubt that she earned the title Blood Frades. And we ended up being lifelong friends, and we ended up staying friends forever. And they're who I visited out there in Vegas. When I
heard that you don't have any friends.
No, I do. All right, so I've got a story.
That you've never even been there.
It's a good thing we're muted because I have another story about another person here, Diane Jakes, right?
Oh, Kevin Greenleaf needs to send me his address.
Yeah,
too.
Kevin needs to send you. Oh, he's just going to come pick it up. But Diane Jakes, right? So I went to school with her daughter and was picking up her daughter one day to go, I don't know, go hang out at a friend's house or whatever.
On a date?
And no, it wasn't a date, but we were going to do something, and her dad was the head of police department, and he said, if you get into a car accident with my daughter in the car and you're not dead, I will kill you. Well, sure enough, I crashed the car. Next thing I know, I never see this girl again. She's whisked from the car. I get a ticket, and I got ticket after ticket after ticket, and I had to move. I had to leave the town. I got ticket after ticket.
You had
but
to
now they're
run
great.
out.
I love them.
Now because he can't give you any tickets?
No, I know. In Sutton, Massachusetts. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Well, you know what? You should have had your carry license with you.
You can't carry in Massachusetts. Oh, that's great. Oh, look at this John Price guy. Andy on a date. He's making a joke. Oh.
Andy on a date. Because you don't even know
Like-
any girls who like you.
Wow, you know what? Lindsay Renard, big shout out to my awesome girlfriend. She's an awesome
not watching
girlfriend.
anymore because she doesn't like you
No,
either.
that's probably true. Get armed, get trained, carry daily. Open mic, hot mic is out. Good night, folks. We got